بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Hello everybody. Today our second lecture. As you know, in the previous lecture we defined the information management, information technology, and informatics, described the fundamental theorem of informatics, explained the meaning of health informatics as a field of study. The previous lecture has also provided an overview of informatics drivers and trends in healthcare field. However, our lecture for today will be in two parts. The first one will be the complement of the informatics drivers and trends in the previous lecture, and in particular it would be about the electronic health records, electronic health exchange, and components of informatics practice that include both informaticians and informatics team. The second part of this lecture would be cover a new topic about the role of health informaticians. Okay. So in the previous lecture, we talked about the informatics drivers and trends in healthcare, and we talked about electronic health, electronic medical records, and now we are going to talk about electronic health records. An electronic health records is a repository of electronically maintained information about an individual lifetime health status and health care. Stored such that it can serve the multiple legitimate users of the record. Traditionally, the patient record was a record of care provided when a patient is ill. So the purpose of patient record is to recall observations, to inform others, to instruct students, to gain knowledge, to monitor performance, and to justify intervention. So managed care encourages healthcare providers to focus on the continuum of health and healthcare, from wellness to illness and recovery. Consequently, the record must integrate elements regarding a patient's health and illness acquired by multiple providers across diverse settings. In addition to that, the data should be stored such that different views of those data can be presented to serve the many uses in healthcare settings. Yet, observational studies of physicians' use of the paper-based record find that logistical, organizational, and other practical limitations reduce the effectiveness of traditional records of storing and organizing an ever-increasing number of diverse data. Therefore, an electronic health record is designed to overcome many of these limitations, as well as to provide additional benefit that cannot be attained by a static view of events. Okay? Electronic health records, as with electronic medical records, electronic health records could be considered to be the center of health information. In the report defining key health information technology terms, the definition of electronic health record is an electronic record of health-related information on an individual that conforms to a nationally recognized and interoperability standards and that can be created, managed, and consulted by authorized clinicians and staff across more than one healthcare organization. Key components of electronic health records: administrative system components, laboratory system components, radiology system components, pharmacy system components, computerized provider order entry, CPOE, which is known in abbreviation as the CPOE, and clinical documentation. Being a repository of individual health records that reside in numerous information systems and locations, electronic health records are intended to support efficient and support high-quality integrated healthcare, support independent of the place and time of healthcare delivery. The patient record was a record of care provided when a patient is ill. Okay? So the purpose of a patient record is to record observations, to inform others, to instruct students, to gain knowledge, to monitor performance, and to justify interventions. Electronic health record system adds information management tools to provide clinical reminders and alerts, linkage with knowledge source for healthcare decision support, and analysis of aggregate data both for care management and for research. However, to use a paper-based patient record, the reader must manipulate data either mentally or paper to gather important clinical information. Accordingly, an electronic health record system provides computer-based tools to help the reader organize, interpret, and react to data. Consequently, electronic health records too are part of a health information technology infrastructure and therefore linked to health informatics. Health information exchange. The final trend is the utilization of health information technology in order to achieve widespread adoption of health information technology and to enable electronic exchange of health information. As we can see in the figure in this slide, Health information exchange is the mobilization of healthcare information electronically across organizations within a region, community, or hospital system. Health information exchange provides the capability to electronically move clinical information among different healthcare information systems. Accordingly, the purpose of health information exchange is to facilitate access to and retrieval of clinical data to provide safer and more timely, efficient, effective, and equitable patient-centered care, which may also be useful to public health authorities in analysis of the health of the population. Health information exchange also facilitate the efforts of physicians and clinicians to meet high standard of patient care through electronic participation in patient continuity of care with multiple providers, which in turn improving the quality and efficiency of healthcare. In the report, defining key health information technology term is the following definition for health information exchange. The electronic movement of health-related information among organizations according to national recognized standard. Health information exchange involves networks that give providers the ability to electronically transmit in a secure manner an individual's health record. Through the utilization of electronic health records, health information exchange supports the sharing of health-related information to facilitate coordinated care. Electronic health records draw information from many sources through health information exchange. Thus, the process of health information exchange is another piece of the health information technology infrastructure and informatics. Using health information exchange to share important patient information helps both patients and physicians make healthcare decisions. The shared information helps prevent mistakes such as medication errors, wrong diagnosis, and duplicate testing. The real value of health information exchange comes from data standardization practices. How? Uniform data can be integrated into the user's electronic health records, a process which makes a more personalized body of health information. For example, if lab findings are received and added to a provider's electronic health record, a list of patients with diabetes can be made. Then the provider can then determine which patients need immediate care due to symptoms such as consistently high blood sugar. This creates a ranking of urgency for scheduling follow-ups with those patients. Okay? Okay. Okay. Furthermore, uh, health information exchange allow healthcare professionals and patients to appropriately access and securely share patients' medical information electronically. So, uh, health information exchange is not a substitute for direct communication between providers and patients. However, it helps ensure patients' records are complete because past medical history and test results are reviewed each time a patient revisits a health provider. So the electronic health information exchange is improving the quality and efficiency of healthcare by allowing healthcare providers to access and share patient medical information via computer. Okay? Currently, there are three main forms of health information exchange. There's a direct exchange, which is sending and receiving protected information between different healthcare providers for patient support. Um, there's a queue-based exchange, the ability to allow healthcare providers to search and request information regarding a patient from different healthcare providers. And finally, the consumer-mediated exchange, which is allowing patients to collect and maintain control of their personal health information. The electronic health information exchange organizes patient care and reducing the occurrence of duplicate treatments since everything is more clearly documented. Uh, some other benefits include giving healthcare providers a way to improve the quality and safety of patient care as fewer mistakes are made. Creating a feedback loop between health-related search and health practices, making things clearer for patients and providers alike. Electronic health and some other benefits include also electronic health information system help in reducing the number of errors by keeping everyone involved in a patient care. The, the key is that everyone has access to the same health information so they can collaborate and do what's best for the patient. Health information, electronic health information exchange streamlines healthcare by enabling automatic appointment reminders or a follow-up instructor to be sent to patients, and the prescription they need gets sent directly to pharmacies. Electronic health information exchange focuses on spending less time shifting through paperwork and more time allowing patients to have discussion with their healthcare providers about their health and the treatments they need. Okay? Okay. Components of informatics practice. What skills do health informaticians need to have in his career in healthcare setting? As we mentioned before, the beginning of the 21st century has seen a surge in interest and enthusiasm for health care information technology based on its ability to demonstrate improvement in the quality, safety, and cost efficiency of healthcare. Uh, One question, however, for which we have fewer answers is who will be the individuals that develop, implement, and evaluate these systems? The discipline of medical informatics must pay sufficient attention to the health informaticians uh, who will deploy systems outside the informatics research setting so that benefits may more widely occur. Uh, and in terms of healthcare setting, it has a positive impact on healthcare delivery regarding healthcare quality and patient safety. As we mentioned before, informatics is the science of information, while the informaticians identify, define, and solve information problems. For example, in a case for determining whether one drug is better than another drug at treating a certain type of breast cancer is considered a clinical research question. Developing a method to automatically identify possible drugs for treating breast cancer from a published literature is an information problem that the health informatician need to solve it. Another example of an information problem that need to be solved by the health informatician is to automatically create meaningful patient overviews from a patient electronic medical record. What information constitutes a good overview? How does good depend on the goal of the person looking at the overview? How can you extract meaningful information from the free text in the chart? How can you best present the information so that a person can quickly grasp it? By combining healthcare and information technology, IT skills, in other words, a combination between healthcare and information technology skills that the health informaticians should have. Common areas of responsibility include integrating and managing health data, improving quality of care, and identifying and analyzing health and disease trends. Health informaticians are performing valuable work, developing ways to better understand disease and identify potential treatment, from global health to personalized medicine. Okay. According to the report training, the next generation of informaticians, the practice of informatics most generally requires the presence of two components. The first one is a set of skills and methodologic tools derived from knowledge of the basics, informational and computing sciences. The second is knowledge, experience, and activity in one or more application domains. The coexistence of and interactions between these key components give meaning and significance to informatics as a field. For example, many who practice informatics have training in the subject of a human-computer interaction, an application domain covering how people use computer, and how to design computer systems that help people use them more effectively. Uh, Inspiring health informaticians need skills in these 8 basic areas. First area is interpersonal skills, such as including teamwork and team building, empathy and conflict resolution. Uh, the second area is problem-solving skills, for example, challenge around sharing of data or improving crucial information technology processes. Programming knowledge. Health informaticians should be skilled in programming knowledge, such as computer programming is not necessarily a requirement for every health informaticians, but they need to be familiar with the languages such as Java, C, Python program, and SQL can give you can give the health informaticians a competitive edge. Um, Knowledge of health data systems. Health informaticians will need to work closely with the health data system used in their workplace, and they need to be ready to learn new systems as technology continues to evolve. Okay, so communication skills. In addition to basic communication skills, health informatics roles often require the ability to communicate complex information clearly and accurately. Strong listening skills are also essential. Electronic health expertise, proficiency in the protocols, regulatory requirements, and emerging trends around the management of electronic health records. Data analytics, familiarity with how the vast volumes of electronic data now available from a multitude of sources can be analyzed to develop strategies that impact the quality, efficiency, and cost of care. And the last one is healthcare industry knowledge. Thorough understanding, a comprehensive understanding of operations and workflows of clinical care provider organizations, including health systems leadership, delivery of care, outcomes, strategic planning and management, and more. Um, Taking into consideration the first component of a set of skills and methodological tools derived from knowledge of the basic informational and computing science. Let us review the list of component sciences. Short Life and Ployes 2001 stated that the science biomedical informatics draws on and contributes to include computer science, clinical science, basic biomedical science, and cognitive science, bioengineering, management science, epidemiology, and statistics. Individuals working in the informatics field possess cognitive skills in logical and analytical thinking and have a technical understanding of the computing environment that is the basis of informatics work. The report training the next generation of informaticians also identified a second component to the practice of informatics as the knowledge, experience, and activity in one or more applications domains. Some examples of domains identified by Friedman include cognitive, human factors and interfaces, data structures, database design, information retrieval, knowledge representation, networking, architecture, ontology, vocabulary, software engineering. The informatics team. So given the definition of the practice of informatics, who would be involved in this field of the study? Practitioner of informatics. The individuals are known as informaticians. Members of the team vary in the types of skills, roles, and responsibilities, which in turn are tied to their level of education and experience gained through stages of career progression. For example, the team might consist of individuals with an associate degree whose role is clinical data analysis, individuals with a bachelor degree whose role is research and development scientist, an individual with a master's degree taking on the role of nursing informatics officer, and an individual with a doctorate whose role is chief medical informatics officer. Health informaticians use information technology to advance cost-effective care, high-quality care, and patient safety. Therefore, no matter their level of education and experience, all health informaticians need to know how to efficiently and responsibly use information and communication technology. Okay. It also defined the informatics team, their skill, rules and responsibilities, and identify how health informaticians process data into information and knowledge for healthcare tasks with the support of information technology to improve patient care. Okay, now we are going to explore the rules of health informaticians. In the previous section, we have defined the health informaticians and the skills and competencies that health informaticians should have in order um, uh, um, to improve patient safety and quality in delivering healthcare. And in this section, we are going to explore the rules of health informaticians. Okay. So the learning objectives of this section is of the lecture is to understand the rules of health informaticians and to consider competencies defined by Global Health Workforce Council, according to American Health Information Management Association, and to identify the challenges facing the health informatic professionals. Uh, health informatics. Health informatics and health informaticians rules and goals. Uh, healthcare, as we know, that healthcare is becoming more dependent on information technology, and it's increasingly moving towards electronic health environment. Advances in information technology and the um, piece of change in the environment have shifted the primary information challenge from access to overload. Sorry. So in response to this challenge, the field of health informatics developed. Um, and it's defined as the study of how clinical knowledge is created, shared and applied. It's also the study of information and communication systems uh, in healthcare. Uh, so the growing role of information technology within healthcare delivery organizations has created the need to deepen and widen the pool of workers who can help organizations maximize the ongoing effectiveness of their investment in the information technology. And so doing maximize the impact on equity, safety, and patient centeredness, timeliness, effectiveness, and efficiency of care. Uh, Um, those workers are the health informaticians who play an essential role in advancing the transition to electronic health. Therefore, it's vital to identifying the core rules and competencies of health informatics uh, and to be recognized as professionals. So it appears that there is a controversy on who are health informaticians and what should they do as professionals. There is no agreement upon one definition and core rules for health informaticians. However, there are many efforts or attempts to define their function and responsibilities. As we can see in this slide, health informaticians play an important role as a link between three elements: people, the care, information that represent the data, and technology, which reflect the systems. So the health informaticians combine the knowledge of computer science, information science, cognitive science, and the clinical science to assist in the management and processing of clinical data information and knowledge to support clinical practice. Okay? For instance, many countries are aiming toward an electronic health environment, which means having an integrated electronic health record nationwide. Okay? So again, health informaticians play an important role as a link between three elements, as we can see in this figure. The people who reflect the care and information that created from data and technologies that represent the systems in order to uh, combine all of these three elements in the management and processing of clinical data information and knowledge to support clinical practice. The role of health informatician would be to ensure that health information is securely and appropriately exchanged among different organizations. And this may include managing people in healthcare. How? By becoming the bridge between clinician and information technologist and conduct training on how to use electronic health records. How about managing information? Managing information such as the data collection, data analysis, data quality, um, design and implement national identification and authentications for consumers and care providers, protect information by designing and implementing a consistent national legislative framework for information protection, privacy, and consent. And the last thing in managing information is develop information standards such as data structure standards, for example, referral, appointments, prescription, etc. And the clinical coding standards, for example, the ICD-AM, and medical terminology standards, for example, SNOMED, and the messaging standards, the HL7, security standards. Okay? And the last thing is the managing technology. Managing technology, manage information system and ensuring proper implementation of computing and networking infrastructure. Grade and Hovinga says that there are three primary rules for health informatics or health informaticians: users and deployers and researchers and developers. So the users are clinicians who need to understand the general concept of computer use and how the use of information and communication technologies can best support their practice. While the deployers are information technology professionals who deploy application systems in a hospital and need to understand the health information system and the business of healthcare delivery. Finally, the researchers and developers are conceivers and developers of new health informatics ideas, such as the chief information officers, information architects, and in the sense of evolving the agile programming methods, also software developers engineering. Okay. Similarly, Covey categorized health informatics practice using a rule-based approach in three main categories. The academic or researcher who does research and or teaching in an academic center, applied or professionals who works in an operational informatics, and finally expert or liaison who provides a bridge between the information technology staff and clinical users, representing the user community. Okay. Different professionals may consider taking up the health informatic or health informatician career path. It could be clinician, IT professionals, health information management professionals, or health science librarian. Each of these people requires specific skills and competencies to perform different roles in healthcare setting. Uh, Briefly, while no data provide an overall picture of those who work with health information technology, a comprehensive picture of all who work in a health information technology should include clinician, information technology professionals, health information management professionals, and health science librarians. The clinician, such as physicians, who might be physicians, nurses, and other health professionals who are involved in health information technology development, implementation, or management on a full or part-time basis. While the information technology professionals often those with a background in areas such as computer science and management information science, although sometimes with no formal information technology background at all. For the health information management professionals who have historically managed medical records departments, but now are evolving with the increasingly electronic records. And finally, health science librarians are who manage medical libraries as well as clinicians' interactions with knowledge resources. So, health informatics is a discipline, is a very specialized, complex, broad, and versatile. Many different pathways can lead to a career as a health informatics professional. A possible education for health informatics professional can be based on health degrees, informatics programs, and/or dedicated health informatics programs. Uh, Therefore, health informaticians are professionals that develop and/or install systems and methods based on information and communication technologies in support of healthcare, research, health system administration, and teaching. Health informaticians manage information and organizational systems, develop policies, terminologies, and standards. Other health informatics professionals are users of systems. They capture and analyze information or provide healthcare using technology. Knowledge, skills, and competencies. Health informaticians have to be leaders, good communicators, and work with multidisciplinary people. Health informaticians have to provide training to individuals such as physicians, nurses, and other healthcare professionals on how to use health information systems. Health informaticians provide them with knowledge necessary to work with informational technology professionals. Therefore, they have to gain, the health informatician have to gain informatics skills such as communicating effectively, structuring information, questioning others to find information, searching for knowledge, and making decisions. The degree of competency, breadth, and complexity. Uh, Degree of competency, breadth, and complexity together define the amount of education required for this field, according to Grade and Hovinger. Their body of knowledge consists of 5 knowledge skills categories relevant to health informatics. First category is specific health informatics. For example, electronic health records, electronic health, telemedicine, coding and classifications, health informatics standards, decision support system, information technology, such as programming principles and language, algorithms and data structure, database management, database protection and security. People and organization, for example, project management, change management, risk management, effective communication between health and information technology professionals, clinical and medical, for example, anatomy, evidence-based practice, clinical guideline. Various knowledge skills such as ethics, legal understanding, and other stuff. Thus, and in order for the health informaticians to function effectively, they have to have competencies to deal with people, information, and technology, such as obtaining human resources management knowledge and skills like communication, interpersonal skills, and leadership that will help them better interact with people. Other skills like having skills in computing, database management, and health information system that will help them in managing technology. Finally, having skills like data mining, information exchange, and standards that will help them manage information. In other words, these individuals combine the knowledge of computer science, information science, and cognitive science and clinical science to assist in the management and the processing of clinical data information and knowledge to support clinical. Okay? For example, a rule for an information whose background is in medicine might be a chief medical informatics officer who's managing clinical data information and knowledge to support clinical practice and who's involved in the design, implementation, maintenance, and the evaluation of electronic medical records. Other rules for clinical informaticians involved in the use of their knowledge of patient care combined with their understanding of informatics science in order to assess information and knowledge needs of healthcare professionals and patients, characterize, evaluate, and refine clinical processes, develop, implement, and refine clinical decision support system, and lead or participate in the procurement, customization, development, and implementation, management, evaluation, and continuous improvement of clinical information systems such as electronic health records and order entry systems. Okay. Uh, Individuals working in the informatics field uh, usually or uh, should by default, let's say, possesses cognitive skills and logical and analytical thinking, and have a technical understanding of the computing environment that's the basis for informatics work. They also possess an awareness of privacy and security policies around health informatics, such as the secure collection, management, retrieval, exchange, and/or analysis of information in electronic form. Giving the different background, experience, and education along with varied rules and skills described previously, who is better occupied to transform data into information and information into knowledge than health informaticians? Moreover, health informatics is an interdisciplinary and interrelated discipline undergoing rapid change. Uh, as issues in healthcare become more complex, the amount of data collected and stored escalates. There is a widespread, generally acknowledged need for health informaticians who understand data, information, and knowledge. Uh, Health informaticians may have a varied assortment of responsibilities. Some of these functions include health informaticians help to design a software for patient care, build and maintain research systems for clinical research, purchase and implement information systems that support healthcare, provide training and assistance to healthcare providers in using health information technology, conduct analysis for large health datasets, and finally, conduct research and development to advance the science of uh, health informatics. Uh, in June 2015, American Health Information Management Association published global competencies for health information professionals. According to the need for health informatics professions, Global Health Workforce Council listed foundational and entry-level competencies under the several domains. The following are some examples of such competencies. So the health informaticians should have analytic and statistics competency by applying data extraction and analyzing data to identify trends. They should also have the change management by describing change management techniques and processing. They should also be skilled in data management and information governance by verifying that data collection activities meet data definitions and standards. They should be always skilled in ethics and have a background in the ethical issues. By complying and evaluate the consequences of a break of healthcare ethics. And they should be skilled also in the financial management by explaining budgets. Health information access, disclosure, and exchange. They should be skilled in this domain. by explaining current trends and future challenges, and being able to analyze the workflow. They should also be skilled or knowledgeable in health information system and application design and planning, such as explain communications, technologies, identify elements of health information system, identify health information system resources and standards, organize the overall planning of the design of an application. They should also be skilled in health information system and applications development and deployment by developing simple application and apply standards to define document structure and documentation requirements. They should be skilled as well in health information system and application support, such as apply actions to maintain health information system operations and avoid disruptions. So they should also be skilled and have a knowledge in the health law by identifying potential abuse or fraudulent trend through data analysis. And they should also be skilled in human resource management by explaining methods of empowerment, delegation, and promoting improvement. They should be also skilled in information and information system governance, explain software and network architecture and data warehousing, virtual network storage and applications, security and information technology documentation. They should be also skilled in information protection by applying confidentiality, privacy, and security measures, policies, and procedures for internal and external use exchange to protect health information. Another example of such competencies that the health informaticians should have is the organizational management and leadership, such as apply management models, methods, and theories. Project management by recognizing the process of project planning and related components, purchasing and contracting by applying the principle of procurement process and ensure the correct execution of orders, quality of management by communicating and explaining application of organization quality policy. The other examples of competencies that the health informaticians also should have is being skilled in research design and methods by demonstrating knowledge of research related to health information management for data collection, analysis, and interpretation. Risk management by summarizing decision making and risk management methodologies in leadership, and standards of data content, health information exchange, and interoperability by adhering, identifying, communicating, and managing the implementation of health information technology standards They should be skilled and have a knowledge in strategic planning by utilizing the organization strategic plan to ensure alignment with the goals. Uh, and the last examples of competencies that health informatician have is training and development by applying techniques for adults training and learning, work design and process improvement, collaborating with stakeholders throughout the organization to demonstrate understanding of the importance of human cooperation in improving the processes, uh, healthcare delivery system, identify and describe healthcare system, healthcare funding, public health concepts, and so on, and any others domain. Challenges, the challenge that face health informaticians because health informaticians require knowledge and skills from such diverse disciplines. Fully capable professionals are few and far between. Uh, there's few people have the broad education and training necessary to fully understand, design, develop, deploy, and use the many techniques and technologies. Uh, uh, Health informaticians uh, face a challenge in being the bridge between people information and technology because each of these elements is developing on its own. How can the information get them together to have a quality of healthcare, as we explained uh, in the figure of one of the slides. There's a figure about the role of health informaticians of being a link between data, people, and system. Um, Furthermore, the consumers are getting more involved in managing their health information, and health informaticians have to keep up with the increased demand for privacy and confidentiality measures. Most importantly, there is not much recognition of this profession. Health informaticians face a problem in self-identification and realizing their value. Self-recognition. Another crucial challenge is education and training. There are few academic programs for this profession, and the ones existing have vast variations in the curricular design for the same program. Such diversity illustrates the lack of consensus on competency implementation, course name, course content, which make it difficult to judge the content of a course without referring to its syllabus. Uh, there is a need for an agreed framework for curricular development because without it, many students would complete such programs without a clear understanding of the relation between theory and practice. Other issues of challenges that face health informaticians are identified in a study by Leg and Associates 2009, lack of respect for domain of knowledge, mismatched staff to rules, salary does not match the competency required, problem with recruitment, lack of recognition, small markets, few players, avoidance by new students, continuing professional education not adequate. According to the American Health Information Management Association, there is a critical challenge in health informatics that are evolving today in the United States include inadequate staffing resource, lack of alignment, abstract financial incentives, and lack of system integration and interoperability. Uh, these challenges must be overcome in order to successfully achieve healthcare reform and patient safety initiatives and to demonstrate improved quality of care with reduced cost in the United States. And this is the resources of the first two lectures. I put them in the second lecture. Okay. Well, thank you for your listening. This is the end of our lecture for today. I hope you find it nice, simple, and interesting. Our the next lecture will be about the specialties. We are going to explore a new topic, and it will be about the subspecialties of health informatics. Thank you again, and bye for now. Bye.